Ladies and gentlemen, I just had a bitter memory. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to have myself a Mountain Dew. No alcohol today because I have work to do. I may have to drive somewhere. So, not doing that. But, for those of you who are new, I am a food blogger. I often drink Mountain Dew because there are a lot of flavors of it for me to write about. And it's been so long since I've had the original. I realize I never wrote a review of the original because I never thought it was that interesting. But because I keep comparing things to the original, I have to try some again. And because I bought 12 cans of it, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to consume some Mountain Dew while I talk to you. Is that a gnat? Hated when there's things in my Mountain Dew. Of course it's Mountain Dew. I mean, that would only improve the flavor. But anyway, further along those lines, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I'm giving you an opportunity to do something for the world for free. Now, it takes a lot of us to clean any significant amount of the ocean. But, just remember, when you comment, like, and subscribe, when you share this with your friends, you're doing your part for a better world. Now, I just had this bitter memory. And because I have a lot of bitter memories that upset me, and the way we address upsetting memories, one methodology of therapy is called systematic desensitization. So that means when I come in here and I talk to you about this bad memory, I am removing the emotional response by keeping my emotions in check and activating my hippocampus, which will suppress my amygdala, giving me less of an emotional response to this memory. All right, so I have to do this rather often, but in this case, a story about a dog. Now, I love dogs. And this particular dog, I used to pick him up and I'd roll him on his back and I'd scratch his belly and he'd lick my nose. He was not my dog. He was a friend's son's dog, I guess you would say. This particular dog owner, he was one of twins, and he was getting married to this woman, and they didn't have a baby. They had given their parents a grand puppy that never shut up. So one time the dog was barking and I said, "Hush." And him, being an overprotective parent, said, "Don't tell my dog to shut up." And I was like, one, I didn't tell your dog to shut up. And two, I come into this house and people insult me all the time. That was a real common thing with those people. It's why I'm no longer connected with them. Is eventually it got to the point where it's like, look, you guys aren't ribbing me. You're straight out trying to hurt me, and I'm not going to take it anymore. See, that's good. It's also 170 calories. A little over a mile of walking for me, I think. I keep a Pepsi can here. That's 150 calories. So this is 30 more calories. I mean, again, it's still good, but it's like the other examples I have are just nasty. That's not important. Anyway. So yeah, this guy, this thing with the dog, it really annoyed me that he would be talking to me. It's like, what are you going to do if I don't listen to you? You going to take a swing at me over the dog? Go ahead and take a swing at me. I'd love to tie you in a pretzel, you little prick. But, he was this skinny dude. I believe he was getting a degree in anthropology, and he was going to be a radiology tech. Later died young. He died of cancer in his 30s. He didn't get married. He broke off the wedding. I don't know why. I mean, he said, it's like, I love her, but I don't think I could spend the rest of my life with her. Dude, you didn't have much long to live. So, that was a dumb decision, but I guess he didn't know that. And one of the reasons I'm bitter about this whole situation is, of course, these people, they didn't treat me very well. And then when I said, okay, I won't go there anymore, they got upset. One of the things that would happen, this was kind of a major point in my life, is that there was this one person who insisted on calling me by the wrong name. And, it's like, what happened was that they changed my name on my transcripts at one point. So after that, I just insisted on being called Richard. My friends call me Neal, right? This person had to call me Rick. And I dislike being called. It's not like a big thing, but it's like, it's like, dude, every third word out of his mouth was Rick. So he's flaunting me. And other people honestly thought that I went by Rick, which I don't. It's like, I don't like that name. And it's like, who is this? This is Richard. Okay, Richard. It's like, dude, my name isn't Rick. Call me a nickname, call me something, call me Neal. I have no family at this point. There are no other Neals in my life, except for somebody who may be very, very, very tangentially related to me. We don't know. I met her in college, and, we're not even that close friends. She was faculty, and I was student. So, like, she talks to me every now and again, and we're friendly, but that's it, So, there's no, like, you don't, oh, hey, Neal, you're not going to get my brother, okay? You're not going to get my sister, who is a Johnson anyway. You're not going to get my cousin. I have no cousins named Neal so far as I'm aware. I'm it, I'm the last of the Neals of my line. So, my friends call me Neal, what few of them I have. And these people had just had to call me Rick, and I finally one day, that wasn't the reason, but, the dude was cockblock. He basically was like, I'm going to do whatever I want, and you're going to put up with it. And, like, I'd go into this house, and this dude would start screaming at me. It wasn't his house, and the people that owned the house wouldn't tell him, hey, dude, stop screaming at Richard. So, one time I said, you know what? Broke my back. I just can't deal with it anymore. And they tried to get me to put up with it. And, at the time, it's like, when this one douche wasn't around, they were reasonable enough people. It's like, I'd go over there, the mother was legally blind, so I'd help her cook dinner, and like once a week we'd have this big dinner, and the father of the family, he was ex-Navy intelligence. So we had a lot of good conversations. He was working for IBM, troubleshooting supercomputers. Just a real smart guy. But then, he lost his job at IBM, and they couldn't afford to do the dinners anymore. And, one day I came to the house, and his son-in-law didn't want me to come inside. I don't know why exactly. He just had this really defensive nature, and I'm like, okay. And then I came, and I think it was his brother. I'm pretty sure it was his brother, who is now living with him, also didn't want me to come in the house, so I just never went in their house again. I'd come over. What I would do is I would come over. They were selling Lutheran World Relief coffee, which was a good cause at the best price I was going to get for that coffee. So I'd go and I'd buy it, And I figured, why hurt the cause, even if I'm not getting on with these people? Well, one day I needed coffee. They didn't call me for my shipment, so I ordered it. And then they called me for the shipment. I said, well, I ordered it. And it was the last I ever heard of them. They have my contact information. They've never wanted to talk to me about what happened. And at one point, I told the brother, I said, I just legitimately don't feel comfortable coming in your house anymore. It's the way people treated me. Well, I didn't explain why, and he didn't ask. But the way people had treated me. I just was like, I'm not going to go someplace where people don't treat me well. I mean, here's the thing about people like me, is that my old man treated me like crap. He hated me. He felt that I was the reason my mother died. He felt that I was the reason he broke up with my mother. And he's like, if we didn't have 3 children, my life would have been a lot better. So he resented everything he had to do for me. And, at a certain point in my life, we just fought so much that I said, you're not worth being around. So I stopped talking to him. And he'd come over to visit my brother, because I lived with my brother at the time. And I would just go to my room, close the door, and wait for him to leave. Or I'd go out to go talk to some friends, or I'd go out to work, or whatever it was. At the time, I didn't spend all that much time at home, but my father never made any real attempt to reconcile. I mean, I think that if I was just going to get over it, he would have been fine with that. But actually do something to make my life better, to make up for the pain he had caused me? No. So I went through life thinking that people treating you like crap was normal. That was a problem when I was young. Finally, I got to the point where it's like, look, if you're going to treat me like crap, I'm not going to spend time with you anymore. It's not worth it for me to sit here and take your abuse. I'm a grown man. I don't do that. That's why I live alone. And, if these people wanted to talk to me about what happened, if this was an honest mistake, talking it out and discussing it would be the right thing to do. But I don't think it was an honest mistake. For whatever reason, I think the son-in-law decided he didn't want me in the house, didn't discuss this with the homeowner, which is what he should have done. And, it was like, okay, I'm not welcome here anymore. I just have to live with that. I don't have a lot of reason to want to come in this house. So, the guy's probably dead now anyway. He was a baby boomer, and if he's still alive, he's pretty old. He'd be in his 90s now, I think. Vietnam generation and all, but that's that thing. I have these painful memories of people that didn't treat me terribly well, and I have no way of knowing how would I even talk to these people to reconcile. They don't seem to care, and if I go out and call them up, it's like, okay, well, you want to be around us, you're obviously willing to take our abuse. And I'm not. So, that's one of those things. This is how we get over bad memories. We come out and we talk about them, and we keep ourselves calm. I don't know if this is going to be it for me, and this will never come up again. I'm sure it will. Look, I'm going to have to edit this video, and I'm going to have to proof watch this video. So this memory, well, I'll see a lot of it. And that'll help. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Danger Ducky, and this is the part of the video where I remind you to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also giving time for there to be links to the next video and subscriptions. You should comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel will buy a bracelet from For Ocean, and that will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. It's a big ocean, and there's a lot of trash there. We also buy medals from the Conqueror, and every one of those means that 5 trees are planted, so that we will have a cleaner world for you and me to live in. Danger Donkey says, be a good Samaritan, float like a butterfly, and comment, like, and subscribe!